Hello, friends. I welcome you all to this 17th session on Law of Evidence. In this session, we will be discussing Section 13 and 14 of Indian Evidence Act. So let's begin, and as usual, let us have a brief overview of as to what all we are going to discuss in this session. So first of all, we'll see Section 13 and an illustration attached to it. Thereafter, we will study section 14, its illustration, explanations which are attached. Mind you, friends, these explanations are very important and have been asked in examination many a times. And then we will see certain case laws which have been, uh, which are on section 14. So let's start with section 13. Section 13 gives facts relevant when rights or customs is in question. So section 13 provides that where the existence of right or custom is in question, the following facts are relevant. Any transaction by which the right or custom in question was created, claimed, modified, recognized, asserted, or denied, or which was inconsistent with its existence, and B. Particular instance in which right or custom was claimed, recognized, exercised, or in which its exercise was disputed, asserted, or departed from. So, friends, what section 13 actually makes relevant is any fact when the existence of any right or custom is in question, that whether particular right exists, whether particular custom is valid or not, then what facts are relevant? So any transaction by which that custom or right was asserted or denied, or any particular instance in which that custom or right was recognized or disputed. So all these are relevant in order to prove any right or custom. An example or illustration has been attached to this section, and that is where the question is that A has a right to fishery. So the question is that this is question of a right, that whether A has a right to fishery. A deed conferring the fishery on A's ancestor, a mortgage of fishery by A's father, a subsequent grant of fishery by A's father, irreconcilable with the mortgage, particular instances in which A's father exercised the right or in which the exercise of right was stopped by A's neighbor are relevant. So, when we have to prove that whether a particular right or custom exists or not, then any transaction or any particular instance, mind you friend, it's particular instance, not the general instance which is in question. So any transaction or particular instance in which that right was exercised or that right was disputed or something which is inconsistent with it would be relevant under section 13. Now let's see section 14, which is very important from the point of view of examination as well as from the point of view of practice. It states or makes relevant facts showing existence of a state of mind, state of body, or a state of bodily feeling. So what it provides is that section 14 provides the facts showing the existence of any state of mind such as intention, knowledge, good faith, negligence, rashness, ill will, or goodwill towards any particular person, or showing the existence of any state of body or state of bodily feeling are relevant. So, mind you, friends, that when the state, that when anything which has happened and that thing or whether that particular thing is an offense or not depends upon the state of mind, then any fact which shows that state of mind or body or bodily feeling are made relevant under section 14. Here, one very important question that has been asked many a times is that whether motive is relevant under section 14 or not. Mind you, friend, motive have been made relevant under section 8 and not under section 14 of Indian Evidence Act. But knowledge, intention, good faith, negligence, rashness, ill will, or goodwill, all these have been made relevant under section 14. Now, two explanations and one particular thing which I would like to emphasize upon is that towards any particular person, mind you, friends, it's not general, but it's particular person. Now, one explanation which has been attached to it is that evidence of specific facts and not general tendencies. So facts relevant as showing the existence of relevant state of mind must show that state of mind exists not generally but in reference to particular matter in question. So what we are going to take relevant is not the generally. That for example, a person has got a nature of generally being very angry. Now, that will not be relevant under this section. But if in reference to a particular matter, if it is shown that at that point of time when he did it, he was very angry, that will show his state of mind. So the general tendency is not relevant under section 14. The specific or the particular tendency is what is relevant. That is what is said in explanation 1. Now explanation 2 is also important, and it says evidence of previous conviction. So sometimes we try to prove in court that earlier also he had committed the same offense, and so there may be that he is in a state of mind of committing similar offense. So when previous commission or by the accused of an offense is relevant, so if how do we prove the previous commission? The previous commission can be proved by previous conviction. So when previous commission of an offense by the accused is relevant, the previous conviction of such person is also a relevant fact. Now certain illustrations which have been attached to it are important. Let us see. A is accused of receiving stolen goods. So it is said that A has been a habitual receiver of stolen goods, knowing them to be stolen, that he has the knowledge that it is stolen. It is proved that he was in possession of a particular stolen article. So possession is proved. Now what we have to prove is that he has the knowledge. How do we prove that he has the knowledge that particular good is a stolen good? The fact that at the same time he was in possession of many other stolen articles are relevant as tending to show that he knew each and all of the article of which he was in possession to be stolen. So whether in order to prove that A who is in possession of a stolen article and he has the knowledge that that particular article is stolen can be proved by showing that he has many other articles which are stolen articles, and he has the knowledge that these are stolen articles. So that will prove a state of mind or will be relevant fact to prove that he has the knowledge that this article is also stolen article. Now A sues B for damage done by a dog of B. So it's B's dog and B's dog, which B knew to be ferocious. Now, how do we prove that B has the knowledge that his dog is ferocious? That can be proved by the fact that the dog had previously bitten X, Y, Z, and that they had made complaints to B are relevant. So that earlier occasion X was bitten, he also made complaint to B. Y was bitten, he also made complaint to B. Z was bitten, he also made complaint to B. So B had this knowledge that his dog is ferocious, and yet he did nothing in order to stop his dog, would be a relevant fact to prove that B had this knowledge. Now, A is charged with shooting at B with intention to kill him. In order to show A's intent, the fact that A having previously shot at B may be proved. So A is charged here. This is A, the lady is A, and this is person who is being shot out is B. So A is charged with shooting at B. Now, How do we prove that what is going in the mind of A? That whether she is shooting at B intentionally or not. Now that can be proved that on previous occasion also A has tried to shoot at B. Now A is tried for murder of B by intentionally shooting him dead. The fact that A on other occasion had shot B is relevant as showing his intention to shoot B. The fact that A was in habit of shooting people with intent to murder is irrelevant. Now see, this is very important. That thing is that A is tried for murder of B, that A has shot at B and B has been shot dead. Now, what fact that whether this act was intentional, how do we prove it? Or the state of mind of A while she was shooting at B, how do we prove it? So, the fact that on earlier occasions also A has done the same act of shooting at B with the intention of killing him would be relevant. But this general tendency, as has been given in explanation 1, that A is in habit of shooting at people, so general people, that would not be relevant because it becomes with respect to people generally, not with respect to people particularly. So general tendency is not relevant under section 14. What is relevant is particular instance or particular with respect to particular person with respect to particular instance. Now we will see certain case laws with regard to section 14. One is R versus Prabhudas. Now this was a case of forgery, and it was found that earlier also um, he had made some forged document, but that was not considered relevant because it was again a general tendency and not with respect to a particular with that particular offense. So in this case, accused was found of documents apparently forged. It was held not relevant in prosecution for forging a promissory note, as it shows tendency of committing offense of that class and not an intention to commit that particular offense. So what would be relevant under section 14 is that with respect to that particular offense, not a state of mind with respect to the general things. Similarly, in Avison versus Kinnard, a lady made a statement. A lady wanted insurance, and she made a statement to the insurance company that she is of good health. Now, but the insurance company said that the statement she made was false because when visitors visited her, she told that she was in bad state of health. Now, these statements of visitor were allowed by the court and held to be relevant as it shows her state of mind. This case is similar to illustration M. So, a lady wanted to do insurance, and to the insurance company, she said that she is of good health. But to the visitors who came, she said that she was of bad health. So, this statement was held to be relevant because it shows the state of mind she was in. That is, she wanted to commit a forgery. She told lie knowingly about her state of mind to the insurance company as such. So she wanted to cheat the insurance company with regard to her state of health. So that's all with section 14. We'll just have a quick revision of all that we have done in this section. We did two sections, section 13 and section 14. Under section 13, the question is that whether a certain right or custom exists or not. In that case, any transaction or particular instance in which that right or custom was exercised or was came into question would be relevant. Similarly, section 14, it makes relevant that any fact which shows the existence of state of mind, state of body, or bodily feeling are relevant. For example, intention, knowledge, good faith, negligence, rashness, ill will, goodwill. But remember, friends, they are only with respect to particular person and with respect to the specific facts. Explanation 1 says that general tendency are not relevant, as we saw in case of R versus Prabhudas. And in explanation 2, we saw that where the previous commission of an offense is relevant, previous conviction also becomes relevant. We saw certain explanations attached to it, and two case laws, R versus Prabhudas, where it was said that general tendency to commit an offense will not be relevant. What will be relevant is that the state of mind with respect to the particular instance. Then we saw in Avison versus Kinnard that when she made a false statement to the insurance company, in order to prove her state of mind, the evidence of the visitors to whom she said that she was not in a good state of mind would be relevant in order to show that she had an ill will or she was not in saying good faith and wanted to cheat the insurance company. Thank you, friends.